Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is the 29th of April 2025 and the top news for crypto is as follows. We are starting our episode today from Arizona, which is doing very well in order to see some reserve for Bitcoin. What is happening is that in the third reading on April 28th of Arizona Act number 1025, which is a proposal to structure Arizona statutes to allow a strategic reserve in Bitcoin, this bill was passed by 31 votes in favor and 25 votes against, while House Bill 1373 to create a strategic digital asset was passed by 37 votes in favor and 19 votes against. So we are very close to seeing Arizona being able to invest in Bitcoin, and from Arizona, which is doing really well, we'll move on to our ETPs, which saw the third largest balance sheet ever recorded at $3.4 billion. The only thing I find a little strange, to be honest, is that with so much money going into ETPs, the Solana ETP is at minus 5.7 million, which is the only thing I find strange with so much money going into the market. And from ETPs, we'll move on to our ETFs, where with data from April 24th and 25th, we see that the BlackRock ETF is the only one to make a move. On April 24th, thanks to these moves by the BlackRock ETF, we're at plus 442 million, and on April 25th, we're at plus 380 million, and on April 28th, we obviously don't know yet what BlackRock has done, but we're at negative $379 million. Moving on to our ETFs, let me tell you that the Securities and Exchange Commission has given the green light for the launch of an XRP futures ETF, which will launch on April 30th. And as we move on to our companies, let's go to Strategy, which bought more Bitcoin. This time, it bought 15,355 Bitcoin for $1.4 billion. As I say that, I also want to tell you that Bitcoin on exchanges is slowly declining, as Bitcoin on exchanges has reached a 7-year low, which shows that a lot of people are constantly buying Bitcoin and holding less and less, which obviously helps the price. And from our exchanges, we're going to a price forecast from our companies, and we're going to Standard Chartered, which often makes price forecasts. His new prediction is that Bitcoin will hit $120,000 in the second quarter of 2025. I guess you've heard online that many people are saying that Bitcoin will hit an all-time high this summer, but these are all price predictions. They rarely come true. Moving on, we will go to our currencies, and today we will start with Ethereum, which continues to make changes and to break the board and the board of directors. Now, the board of directors will act as the security council for the protection of the heart and soul of the foundation, and will set up visions for Ethereum, while the new administration will focus on the strategic and business execution of these visions, as mentioned by the foundation itself. So there will be a team that will think about what they want to see for Ethereum, and there will be another team that will try to implement these visions. Moving forward, something important to say is that Vitalik himself will be included in the board of directors. And from Ethereum, which is still making changes to its management, we will move forward with a new proposal that could make Ethereum faster. Let's say we are referring to a proposal under EIP 9698, which aims to increase the air limit on Ethereum, and it could increase it 100 times over a period of 4 years. This could increase the throughput of Ethereum to 2,000 transactions per second. From 25 it does now. It is a very good increase. However, the number I am telling you is theoretical, as even on paper this particular proposal is. So if it passes, we may be able to see Ethereum doing more transactions, which is very much needed. Moving on, we'll move on to the last news of the day, which concerns Monero, whose price has risen almost 50% to $317. As you can see right away, what has essentially happened is that maybe someone is trying to hide money, according to Mr. Zach, because he made this news. There is probably a hacker who is laundering $330 million, as Mr. Zach himself pointed out, a suspicious address that was moving 3,520 Bitcoin. All of this money seems to have been moved to various exchanges and bought XMR, which is Monero. As a result, this is essentially what has driven the price of Monero up so much. Going to the crypto market, Bitcoin stands at $94,000, with the price still holding our support. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is the 29th of April, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.